So your last name is West.
West.
You're Herman West.
Herman E. West Jr.
And are you kin to Red?
No.
Or Sonny?
No.
Okay. But I bet you've been asked that 1,000 times.
I know who they are, but I'm not kin to them.
But man, I thank you so much. So you just were inclined. You saw us in the graveyards milling around, and you said, "Hey, I need to go ask those guys what they're doing." I just walked over there, who they lost. And we end up looking at this book that Elvis signed that you got in 1955 in grade school. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much.
And something told me to keep it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an incredible find. That could be the oldest signature. That's possible.
It probably is.
That's highly probable. Yeah. That's highly probable. So,
I don't know.
Amazing. I wonder if the library card that was in this is out there. Because if it is, it'll date when that signature was. And didn't use a library card. So this is pre-library card.
This is an original issued school book.
Right.
That's what it is.
So the thing is this is pre-library card. Oh, so this is not even checking. Oh, this is a school book, not a library book.
This is a school book from
school.
It
was issued to him.
This is a history
book.
This was their school books back in the...
Wow.
And Elvis sold it to himself.
So that means that he hauled this thing around.
Yeah.
He didn't just check it out. This was his book.
No, it was his own personal school book.
And look here.
Or he was friends with one of these people and was messing around and wrote his name in it.
Well, they say that he was a student. He actually went to Milan.
Oh yeah, no doubt he did that.
And there's a lot of writing in the pages too, so you never know. I mean,
incredible. All right, so we're going to give your name to some folks. Sounds like we got an air raid going on. So we just visited Eddie West, friends, and he showed us a Elvis book, a Elvis signed textbook, actually a history book that he would have used in school, or either it was one of his friends and he was just messing with them and wrote it. We'll have to dig into that and see. Friends, we were about to go and we were talking to Eddie, and Miss Camp that you see in the book, that's actually who you got the book from. That was your teacher.
That is actually her signature on that book. Teachers had to sign when they gave them away.
Very cool. And you said that she actually donated money to Mississippi State. She evidently was pretty wealthy then at the end of her life. Yeah. And you said she even had a Gatling gun in her garage.
That's right.
So she collected some incredible stuff.
Well, it was probably passed down.
Yeah.
Passed down through the, families and all like that.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Eddie.
All right.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
Enjoy talking to you.
Yes, sir. Great to see you.
All right.
I can't say you're not. Friends, we were just at this cemetery and looking at a grave, and
right here,
that guy showed up and took us and showed us that book. So, wow, what can you say about that? So, by happenstance or divine providence, we ran into a man that had this book. It's old world background. You see that the book is really, really beat up. He's had the book for 64 years about. It is not known to my knowledge in the Elvis world. And I believe, friends, that this book has the oldest Elvis signature in it, or the youngest, whichever way you want to look at it. You see it says Tupelo separate up at the top, Lee County, 1941-42. Miss Camp put her name in here, which was Elvis's 6th grade teacher. It was this man's 5th grade teacher. And back then it was not called Milam, or I think it was like at the point of changing over. You see it says Tupelo Junior High, Elvis, 6th grade A, 46 to 47. Down at the bottom left, Miss Dewey Camp, promoted to 7th grade. So this book was signed 46 or 47. So this is an example, or not an example, this is the, up till the finding of this book, the earliest known signature, which you see is December of 48. So even if that book was signed in December of 47, it's still a year older than this signature. So if you look around, do your research, this is accepted as the oldest Elvis Presley signature up till now. After the finding of this book, you're going to see that this is in fact not the oldest Elvis signature. The one that is in this book is in fact the oldest. 46 or 47. And down at the bottom, you see he put his name in it. When he was writing cursive, Elvis, this book would have been signed in 1946 or 1947 because that's when Elvis was in the 6th grade. Notice there's no E there. He was learning cursive. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. And notice that the I is more than just a dot. It's almost a scratch down. So this is a very, very early, if not the earliest, Elvis signature known. Up till today, there is a library card signed in 1948. This is definitely 46 or 47. Now I'm going to show you something interesting. Remember the dot. Remember the little scratch on the dot. Up at the top of the book, so let's start with the dot. Up at the top of the book, I'm going to start zooming in. You see it says Mary Ann Smith. Above, it says Jean to the left, or to the left of Ann, to the right of Mary in pencil. To the right, it says, I like her sister. And notice the dot in sister, S-I-S. You see that scratch down? Looks just like the one in the signature below. I believe Elvis wrote that, I like her sister. So Ashley Drew and I decided to dig into this and see what that meant. We did some research and figured out that her sister's name was Jean, which is the name that you see on the left between the Mary and the Ann. So after we figured out where Mary Ann Smith was in Tupelo at an old folks home, I went by to pick Mr. West up to take the book over to show it to her. And this is what happened. So friends, this is Mr. West, the guy with the book, and Mary Ann Smith that is in this book I have found. She's now Mary Ann Simpson. I believe she's 89 years old, and we're going to try to go see her and talk to her about this book. Stay tuned. Do what?
I said maybe her faculties are.
Well, her sister said that she could be a little ill.
Oh no.
But if you had the book, she might want to reminisce.
Yeah.
So we'll see. See, now it's locked. So friends, we went in and explained what we were trying to accomplish here, but it was nighttime. The main person was not there, so this very nice young lady very nicely explained to us that we needed to come back during the daytime, get permission, which we eventually did, but that was only after the next event. Check this out. Here's what happened. You heard me tell Mr. West that I knew people that may be interested in purchasing the book. I told all of the people that I know that buy high-priced items, and a very good friend of mine, the mayor of Graceland, Tennessee, Ted, he wanted to go see it. He was interested. So here's what happened. And by the way, the one that you see on the right is one that I purchased off of eBay that is a unbeat up copy. The one on the left is the Elvis signed copy, so you know what it did look like way back in the day. See, there's nothing here and there's nothing there, which that's what made somebody think that he would have given some of his plots, like if he owned this plot from here to here or from there to there, Jesse Garing could be in any of these plots, because at the time they were living in a house, renting from him. So he could have given them any of these plots to be buried in.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can crack that case, it'd be great, because I've heard so many different versions. I just don't know.
That means they're still Bean family, because somebody's putting that flower in there.
Yeah.
So friends, I have Ted with me today, Ted Young. And we are in Tupelo, and we are headed to Mr. West's house to look at the book that Ted is interested in. So we don't know what's going to happen. We just know we're going to see a book that is very, very possibly the oldest autograph of Elvis, period. And Mr. West is here. So I see him standing outside. Let's go check it out.
You know how you listen to somebody and you think you spot them?
Yeah.
Don't look nothing like what I was picturing, but that's fine.
Yeah.
He looks just like he does on that video.
Yes, sir. That's
doesn't he?
right. That's Ted Young right there.
Well, here, let me. Yeah.
Glad to meet you. Come in.
Oh,
come
oh,
in,
Mr.
come
West.
Old man Young. Glad
Yes,
to meet
sir.
you, Mr. West.
Come into the poorhouse.
I know you go right ahead
No,
there.
you
Go ahead.
go on in. Go
All
on
right.
in. There's no.
And so I bought a version of that book that will show you what it looked like originally, and we brought it with us so we could see
okay.
the original and then see that.
You might have a flashback and want to start school again.
That's right.
Not hardly.
Huh?
Not hardly.
So do you know what Miss Camp's first name was?
Quay
Quay
Webb Camp.
Quay Webb Camp. Okay.
Was that one of them on there?
It wasn't one of the choices.
No, it wasn't, was it?
Yeah.
Well, here's a.
That's the original version. That's what it
Mr.
originally
Smalling's
was.
got that off of eBay.
eBay.
Well, I'll be.
That brings back memories, don't it?
Tell you the truth, I never saw it. I never saw that book.
Yeah, see, she gave it to him at the end of the.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, that's funny.
Never saw it.
And you was in.
Because he was the last one. He was the last one to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't run its course. Okay.
It had, and it was. I guess they was gonna throw them away.
And what year was you were 56, 55, 56 in Miss Camp's
55,
class?
I was in the 5th grade.
Fifth
Now, I
grade.
understand that he went to school maybe the 6th. I think she taught him in the 6th.
In 6th grade, supposedly, which was
in the
would have been
6th grade.
46 and 47.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so take a look at it.
Yeah, just have a seat. Just have a seat.
Get my.
Now, that thing is real delicate.
I'll be as
Hey,
careful.
can we get this light here on?
And,
It doesn't work.
The bulbs.
You want to take it over in better light, Ted?
Well, since I had cataract surgery, I guess I better. But,
Yeah, Elvis liked cataracts too.
Yeah, well. He's
He bought a lot
He's
of them.
been full of them all day today.
He bought a lot of cataracts.
I hate to sit here in your Archie Bunker chair.
If you need to, that's an electric chair now. It'll go back and it'll go forward and it'll go this way.
See Miss Camp's name
Miss
right there.
Camp's name is in here.
Yes, sir.
Can we?
1934.
It's not supposed to be on. You know what I'm talking about?
So are y'all expecting storms?
We are Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
That's what I was going to see how far they had moved it over.
Well,
There's the signature on the very back.
Right there.
oh Lord.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, it looks different from looking at it. He sent me the scanned pictures of them. Gosh. The last one, 49, 42, McCroy, Smith.
And there's Marianne.
Yeah, that's what I was
talking about. There's Jean.
And which
And then
one?
it says, I
now,
like her sister right there.
Okay. Now, this is the one that y'all went to the
Yeah,
nursing home.
Marianne Smith. And we can go today if you want to.
Well, we
I don't know if she'll be on camera or not. The lady seemed to think that she wouldn't. But it'd be worth a shot.
I really don't know. I sure don't.
Well, gosh, I'm getting the shivers just holding the thing.
Well, I've had it how long? 60.
Over 60 years.
I've had it
yeah.
over 60 years.
Now I agree with you on what you told me on the going over here to the museum or the was it the directorship at the birthplace that y'all got in there and looked at some stuff. You was talking about the Y, the Y on it, and
See, he got carried away later on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
well,
Well, he was just learning to write.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, cursive at that time.
it's close, but that L is still just a tad bit higher than the E, which is usually, man, I tell you what, yeah, he hadn't perfected his. Okay.
and that signature is the same, it's identical to the ones that's in those book cards. It
Okay. Yeah, you said you'd.
I found the book cards.
And I have them if you want to see them, Ted. The book cards he's talking about.
Right. I got a historical question. What did you ever like? Well, apparently you didn't, but did you ever approach anybody that was in the business of rebinding books, or you didn't want to? Okay.
I didn't want to mess with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a $64 question, and
No,
and
that's
I can understand why you. Yeah.
that is the original condition that I got it in.
Oh, that thing was ready to be thrown away, wasn't it?
And so you got a whole list of names on the front that even goes back later.
I saw that.
I think it goes back later.
Well, I tell you what, even as old as it is, it's still. I've seen a lot of them in worse shape.
Well, think about it. I didn't let anybody mess with it. I tried not to.
Right.
It was in a bookcase.
We got a Harmon Smith here. Is that any kin to that other Smith?
I don't know. The reason I looked up Mary Ann specifically was the
Mrs. Camp.
because he said I like her sister, so I thought, hey, there's going to be
A story.
a story there. Yeah.
Okay, well there might be.
She actually she didn't live or didn't live too far from me,
Okay.
and
And what grade was this Miss Camp's teaching here when Presley got it, you think? 'Cause
it was either.
We think 6th grade, but maybe 5th.
that's what he had some down
But I think she taught him from what I found and all was a 6th grade.
Okay.
Well, if you compare it to those library cards, it looks very, very similar.
It does. And over a year or two, you're getting more of a constructive what your signature is going to be like, because
Could have been what mood he was in that day when he signed it.
And I'm the same way. I mean, it depends on what I'm doing that day. Sometimes I sign fast, sometimes I sign slow.
and especially when you're learning cursive, you're thinking as you're moving. It's not a natural action.